So Giannis and Dame made their debut as teammates. Last night we saw Dame and Giannis, really playing together finally, their first game as teammates. We saw them do a couple of things, but I just want to talk about the game. First, I want to say Giannis looked phenomenal. He dominated the game. He only played 15 minutes and he had 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks and 1 assist with 4 turnovers. Like, yeah, the turnovers are not good, but if you saw the highlights, it looked like he couldn't be stopped. It looks like Giannis is really this season tired. He knows that he has no excuses left, and he can't play bad this season as much as he would want to, or that some nights he wants to slack. Now there's no excuse for Giannis or Dame really to have this attitude. Dame in this game, he played pretty bad. He dropped 3 for 10 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, and hit all 6 of his free throws. He dropped 14 points with 4 steals and 3 assists, 2 rebounds, with 1 being offensive, surprisingly. He had 0 turnovers, but Dame was really just a negative. It's obvious that the nerves got to him, and I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. Dame has never been in another situation, and it's obvious that probably in between moving, the divorce, I just want to say shout out to Dame because he's still showing up and he looks pretty strong even though he's going through his divorce right now, and he had a pretty bad game. He hit 2 threes. He hit 1 layup, right? Or like 1 field goal that was not a three. And in my opinion, it was just something for the fans out there. I hope that in the regular season, when they get more possessions and when he plays more than 22 minutes, everything will go smoothly. And for the Bucks, finally, by the way, it was the Bucks versus the Lakers. The Bucks won 108-97. And Bobby Portis, I want to say shout out to him. He got 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 10 points. His efficiency, he shot 40% from the field. But really, I want to say shout out to Bobby Portis. He played 21 minutes and he played really well this game. I also want to say shout out to Campaign and Pat Connaughton, which even though Campaign wasn't very effective, he did play most of the end of the game. And in the end, the Milwaukee went on a masterful run in the last 2 quarters to really seal the game for them, which helped them, really put the Lakers to dust in this game. With the Lakers side, LeBron is not playing anymore. LeBron was really not playing uh, to actually play. He was playing to show the fans that he was playing. I want to say shout out to AD. He got 16 points, 5 assists, and 7 rebounds on 19 minutes, and really made this game competitive, as the Bucks were actually running their real lineup, except maybe Chris Middleton. But with the Lakers, they were sitting out Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent, LeBron, Jared Vanderbilt, and Jalen Hood-Schifino. Some of the guys in the Lakers, which I'm seeing, which are going to be really good, are Jackson Hayes, Christian Wood, right? Not Jackson Hayes, D'Angelo Russell, and a guy like Torian Prince. I'm seeing him, play some minutes, and I really like how he's playing right now. And Rui Hachimura especially, because Rui's been phenomenal. In my opinion, when we really look at the Bucks and when we look at what they did today, Giannis said it. Giannis said, I've never felt this wide open in my life. And I feel like that just speaks to how these players complement each other, because from someone who plays basketball and who's seen it before, when you have a wide open lane because there are shooters around you, it is one of the most incredible and easy ways to get points and one of the best feelings. And when you have a guy like Dame out there who could just light it up any single time, even if this game he wasn't that effective, that Dame gets hot and he might drop 71 points, right? And you see a guy like Giannis, and when he goes in, everyone's forced to collapse on him. So he kicks it out to Dame, and Dame can do whatever he wants with that ball, knowing that he will make the shot most likely. With that being said, I do want to say that I believe that this duo will be very good, but I just want to see them in real NBA games with real NBA minutes. The biggest problem for these two guys, it's not their play styles, it's not their personalities. They're both two very serious guys who are both real competitors. The problem with both of these guys, in my opinion, is who is the alpha and the who's Batman and who's Robin. You know, because obviously it's easy to say that Giannis is the alpha and that Dame is the Robin, right? Because it's cool, it's what it's supposed to be. But Dame is the point guard of the team. And if Dame really wants to, Dame could get 25 and 10 easily next season just off of getting wide open looks and passing it to Giannis 90% of the time. You know, when we really look at this team, what we have to see is like, yo, when we look at the list of players who manage to play together without their egos, clashing, that's a very little amount. Those few times that we saw that in history with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, LeBron and AD, where two players from different teams came together to play, we saw that there was a clear alpha, it's dumb system because it's like with KD and the Warriors, KD was the obvious alpha and Steph had to allow him to control his team and his organization, which he was the one who fostered all throughout the years. So when we look at this team, I just want to wonder, who are they treating as the alpha? In my opinion, it should be Giannis. Giannis is the most apt. He knows the team. He's the one who has actually won the championship. And he's the person who's going to take Dame and really foster him under his wing as like, with you, I am going to be so much better. And with me, you are going to be so much better that there's no time to get greedy now. I know Giannis and Dame are both guys who care about their legacy. If they wouldn't, then they would have never, teamed up, and Dame would have still wanted to go to Miami. But they're two guys who really care about, like, when they retire, what are they going to look at to people? Giannis has said this a million times, as he cares about awards like the MVP. He consistently stat pads triple doubles just to be able to say in games that, like against the Washington Wizards, when he hit the ball off the rim just to try to get the rebound. And eventually they took away that rebound because they were like, yo, come on, Giannis. But when we look at these two guys, they're two guys who do really care about how they look in general, right? Like, even if you want to say that Giannis doesn't because he said it, like, Giannis cares about all the semantics and all of the things that come with being a superstar. And Dame cares too. If they wouldn't, then Dame would have never requested a trade, and Giannis would have not gone on this media tour basically saying, like, if you guys don't trade me, I'm going to leave. In my opinion, we really need to look at this duo and go, if Dame and Giannis don't, work out the dynamic between them, then they're not going to succeed. Because Dame and Giannis have to figure out who's the alpha, who's Batman, who's Robin. They have to figure out who's going to get most of the shots in the team. They're two guys who average 30, and it's hard for two guys to average 60 points on one team that's not maybe Shaq and Kobe, right? And when we look at both of those guys, they have to say, how are we going to complement the guys around us so that they can also play without us being the only focus of attention? Because those two guys are great, but the amount of open shots that a guy like Chris Middleton is going to get would benefit greatly for that be able to happen. In my opinion, Dame has to become a playmaker now. He has to become more of a playmaker. And Giannis has to become more of the primary scorer so that it works better, right? That's just my opinion, but I do want to know what you guys believe about this situation. I believe that both of them are going to be able to work out because their play styles are very nice. But, I just don't want to understate how important mentality and a basketball connection that's not just in play style matters to being able to play with somebody. Well, that's all I've had to say. I'll see you in the next video, and tell me what you think about this topic.